Hello everyone. I'm gonna try no face. See if this works. Only focus on reading. Let's just jump into it. We're on week 27. I forgot all about these, but we did get them done. So that's good. Should I do more missions? Or should I focus? Oh, I should probably focus. Etiquette. What do we need? We need more. Well, we could use more etiquette. Let's do more knowledge, though. Yeah. Knowledge. That's knowledge, right? Yeah. Sorry, intelligence, not knowledge. 140, 147. I think we can just leave that as it is. Okay. Oh wow, it is raining out there. Okay. Finding Marigold has been more difficult than anticipated, but the last maid I spoke to sent me down this corridor. Soon I hear voices I recognize. And then, you should have seen the look on his face. I wish I had. Marigold, I don't. Okay. Okay, I remember who she is. Softening my footsteps, I walk up to the room and peer inside. After that, Belle bent down herself, picked up the dirty rag, and gave it back to the servant. Right in front of the nobleman she bumped into. I stare at the scene, eyes wide. Marigold is sitting on the table, legs dangling, while Prince Nazir is leaning on the back of a chair, though he stands up to make an occasional, very animated hand gesture. Yes, like I said, you should have seen his face. Anyway, it wasn't like he could do anything after that, especially with me there. I think just Lady Ishbel would have been enough, Your Highness. There's no need to pretend you're a knight in shining armor. They laugh, and for a moment I'm not sure why I find it so odd. Then it hits me. Their tones and laughter are perfectly natural. No hushed whispers, no coy smiles. The two of them are friends. Right you are, old girl. Besides, armor doesn't suit me. I'm more of a fluid fighter, you know. Nazir slashes the air with pretend daggers. Marigold sneers, and I'll admit that I cannot help smirking myself. I know you mostly fight with fluids. Beer, ale, wine, mead. Nazir stops and tries to appear wounded, but only manages it for a second before he bursts into laughter again. I clear my throat and knock on the wooden door. The laughter stops, and for a moment the two of them look like rabbits caught out in the open. When I step inside, they, though, immediately relax. Lily, thank the gods, I thought it was Raphael. You gave us a good fright. Your Highness, Miss Marigold, I was looking for you. Oh, so you already know her. Wonderful. Well, don't let me stop you. I'll just be over here. He mosey's off, leaving the two of us alone. The moment Nazir vanishes out the door, Marigold jumps down from the table, lands, and straightens her skirt. Did you need something, Master Rosicrucius? Okay, sorry, I had to step out for a second. It is like heavy hail and rain. Awesome. Okay. Did you need some? Oh, I already read that. Yes, the healing salve you ordered. Marigold perks out. I pull the jar from my pouch and pass it to her. She takes it with a happy smile. Keep it cold and apply it 2 to 3 times a day. It should work on most wounds. Thank you, Lady Rosencrantz. What did you want as payment? I hadn't even thought of that, though her smile feels like payment enough. Besides, the Lord Regent does increase my monthly salary for the efforts. Nothing. I'm happy to help. She looks at me for a moment, then pockets the salve. Even when she looks away, I can tell that Marigold is grateful. Well, time to get going. No rest if you work for a living, after all. She curtsies. In response, I start to bow out of reflex, but she stops me. Enough with the bowing. The last thing I need is a scandal. My apologies. I mumble, not sure what to say or do. Marigold offers no alternatives and instead quietly glides out of the room. The moment she's gone, Prince Nazir walks in, grinning from ear to ear. I turn to him, raising an eyebrow. Do you know why she'd need healing salve? Every noble and their dog is out hunting right now. When a noble gets hurt, they get the best treatment we can offer. When a guard or huntsman gets hurt, however. The prince shrugs, looking glum. What he's saying is almost certainly true. No one cares much about the servants getting roughed up, and hunting is rough business. Marigold will make sure the servants get the medicine they need thanks to you. I nod politely. So you two are old friends? Not friends, partners. The 2 of us are partners in crime. His grin goes so far beyond mischievous that it's hard not to roll my eyes. She's always been the one to help me slip past Raphael and out into the great unknown. He gestures in his typical dramatic fashion at a nondescript wall, willing it to be portal to adventure through his sheer charisma. That explains why Raphael is such a boogeyman to you both. Oh, not at all. Raphael is only a boogeyman to me. Marigold actually respects him quite a lot. I nod again. Nazir talks about Marigold as we leave. It's clear that he's happy to have a friend like her. Grimoire? Got it. Character updated. Marigold. We don't have to worry about that for a while. But we got it, just in case. Let's see. There's one... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Nope, that's also not what I meant to do. There's one that required like 100. Is it... Yeah. Like 50. Okay. Hopefully I don't need that for a while. Let's see. Oh wait, what was it? Oh my God. I wish I could remember things. Darkness, water, light. Darkness, water, light. Darkness, water, light. Darkness is good. Water is good. All I need is light. And then, let's see. More wind. Yeah, and then 97 wood. Or should I do more light? I'll do wood. That's fine. Intelligence is 74. Yeah, okay. That's pretty good. I glance curiously around the tavern as I wait for the barkeep to complete his inspection of the delivered items. With the sun setting on the horizon, the place is filling up at a rapid pace, people trickling in and one after another at the end of the day of work. Merchants and laborers rub shoulders by the bar, and parties of friends sit by the tables drinking or eating, talking loudly. A bard strums his lute on top of the teeny stage, talking with the barmaid, who has just brought him a glass of red, perhaps freshly tapped from the barrel of fruit wine I brought. The aroma of a freshly prepared food wafts my way, and I take a deep breath, feeling a stir in my stomach. That smells delicious. Perhaps it wouldn't be a terrible idea to stay and have an early dinner before heading back to the palace. After a day of hard work, I'd say I have earned it. As if on cue, the barkeep strains to his full height from his low crouch, nodding at me in acknowledgement. Looks like everything is in order. Thank you very much for the quick delivery, Lady Rosewards. It was my pleasure to help. He seems to have noticed what had drawn my attention, because he gestures at a maid rushing by us while holding 2 steaming plates, and he turns to me with a smile. Would you like to stay for a meal? I can give you a special order as a token of our gratitude. I eyed a variety of dishes being delivered by the bustling servers, finally giving in to the ravenous urge that's been building slowly but steadily. I'd very much appreciate that. The man's smile grows in satisfaction, his eyes squinting slightly. Please make yourself at home. One of the maids will attend to you as soon as possible. We exchange a few more pleasantries before he takes his leave to address other matters that require his attention. I sweep my gaze around the tavern once more, searching for an unoccupied table that I can take for myself. It is then that I notice a cloaked figure in the corner of the ring, sitting alone at the table. Something about his posture and human body strikes me as familiar, and I step closer. He happens to lift his head. His motion gives me more than enough time to catch a glimpse of his face, half concealed by the shadows of the room. Servant. For a moment, I can only stare in disbelief, almost convinced that there is a problem with my eyesight. Yet, on a second glance, I can only confirm my suspicions. It truly is serene, despite the startling, questionable hairstyle he's sporting and the unexpected wardrobe choice in the form of a giant cape around his shoulders. My lips twitch in amusement. I'm far too used to Seren's impeccable, dignified appearance with hardly a hair out of place. The sight of him comes as no small shock, and I find myself utterly charmed by this uncharacteristic image of the Crown Prince. Is this his method of disguising himself? If so, then I must say that someone needs to have a word with the prince and impart some wisdom on the ways of deception. Perhaps Nazir, who likely has more experience with such matters. I watch Seren's head turn from side to side as he seems to survey his surroundings. He leans forward in his seat, the drink in his hand forgotten, with an expression of concentration etched onto his face. What is he doing? Charisma, feel like it. As curious I am about Seren's secretive, though far from stealthy mission, perhaps I shouldn't bother him. I would hate to accidentally interrupt anything important. So I merely shoot him another inquisitive glance and walk away, settling down at the empty table to make my order. By the time I finish my meal and stand up to take my leave, I can no longer find Seren anywhere in the tavern. He must have completed whatever business he had here and departed already. Well, I'm glad he didn't run into trouble, considering all the guys of his. Though I suppose it would have been difficult for anyone to guess his true identity. Nobody would expect the Crown Prince to appear at a commoner's tavern by his lone self. Putting the counter out of my mind, I head back to the palace with my now appeased stomach. Ooh, okay. Maybe I should go for... What did I fail? Charisma? I guess more charisma. Yeah, okay. And then I think I'll just leave the rest. New missions are available. Maybe I should do more missions. I had thought to use the cloth for tapestries, but it turned out slightly better than I anticipated. Serwin? Okay. I think this is when she's gonna ask me to make that 110, 50 or something. On my way to my morning lessons, I find myself caught by Lady Serwin. Though I suppose it's more apt to say that she's trapped me. She has no handmaiden, and I have no Raphael. I try to say as little as possible, lest I lose my temper and let one or two insulting remarks slip. But that only allows her to speak more. Well, obviously there was no time to finish the dress, so the event was merely passable instead of extraordinary. I nod tersely, not trusting myself to answer. She seems happy with my silence. You understand, of course, why is it so important for every aspect of the post-hunt festival to be perfect. Especially every one of my aspects. She looks at me expectantly. It's only then that I start to remember. The hair conditioner. It's one of the stranger requests Raphael has ever given me. Thankfully, the bottle is so small and so valuable, I've taken to carrying it in my pocket. A little something for your hair, Lady Serwin? Okay, so it's just, I completely forgot about that. Okay, 30. The next one's 33. Okay, as I present the bottle to her, I cannot help but feel a little amused at the situation. Before Raphael's request, I hadn't even imagined one could enchant conditioner. Despite Serwin's surprise, her hands quickly close around the small vial, and then her eyes narrow. How can I be sure it works? I smirk, then tug at the ornaments holding my hair in place and shake it out. She gasps involuntarily when the sunlight catches it. Well, the mane of the unicorn is well kept, I see. Very good. I like her. She quickly wipes the almost excited smile from her face and straightens up. Don't let it get to your head. Until next time, roll, tutor. With that, she turns on her heel and leaves, her head held so high and regal that one might mistake her for a visiting queen. She's mine. I decide that right now. A long sigh escapes me when Serwin finally disappears down the corridor. Even still, I can't help but be more than a little annoyed. I hasn't planned on entertaining Eskian nobles first thing in the morning. The head of House Nathira? I'm impressed. I jump at the sound of Prince Orleus's voice. Somehow he managed to sneak up on me. Granted, I guess that's not exactly hard to do right now. I turn and bow. He nods in return, a book under his arm. I feel my chest redden a bit when I remember my loose hair. I can see Prince Orleus' eyes flicker to it, but he makes no further comment. As I speak, I take a moment to tie it back up. Your Highness. Only then does what he said register properly. Wait, she is the head of her house? Since our last encounter, I've done some research. House Nathira is indeed one of the richest, most powerful houses in all of Eskia, but for some reason, lower in rank than one would expect. Yes, a remarkable woman, able to hold on to her power despite her age and her gender. But why is House Nathira only a barony? Why not make her a Countess Nathira, for example? I am so surprised by the reveal that I speak of her. Thankfully, Prince Orleans doesn't seem to mind. They should be. The late king, at least, wanted them to be. However, the old head of the house declined, and Lady Serwin did the same. I suppose she wants them to be a dukedom. Are they not proud enough for that title? I suppose they are. I can't imagine what sort of request Duchess Nathira would ask of me, so it might be good for her to remain in her current rank. We stand in silence for a moment. Prince Orleans doesn't continue, and I'm sure he has his reasons. See you at the lesson, Rose. Oh, yeah, of course. Following Prince Orleans, I can't help but wonder why Lady Serwin refused to rise in rank. My instincts tell me it's pride. Unless her family can't hold the highest title below the royal family, she probably doesn't care much. Speaking of which, why are there no dukes and duchesses in Eskia with the exception of House Kronos? Updated. Serwin. I decided to stop by the classroom earlier than usual this morning to set up the equipment for a practical demonstration. That's when I hear most unusual noises. But dash it, I haven't the foggiest what any of that meant. Serwin, concentrate, Nazir, please. My dear brother, can't you see that if I concentrate any harder, my head will explode and splatter brain matter all over this lovely classroom? I can scarcely believe it. Has Nazir decided to appear to class early and is actually applying himself to his studies? You will need all that brain matter for the test next week, so I do not suggest you splatter them about. Now let us go over this passage once more. There comes a groan of agony, followed by a sigh so steeped in despair it can make the stoniest heart tremble and crack. I recognize that sound well. It is the sound of Nazir made to study. Good morning, Your Highnesses. I call cheerily as I enter the class. Holy good morning. I hurt. I am in torment. I suffer. Fighting back the urge to smile, I dump the equipment on the lecture and walk over to the two princes. They are sitting side by side, poring over a textbook on the properties of wood magic. Notebooks, worksheets, and diagrams are scattered hazardly over the table. Something the matter, Nazir? Immediately, Nazir lifts up the textbook. Don't understand a word in this thing, my dear Lily. Nazir has been having trouble with the last few lectures on wood magic. Since that's my magical affinity, he and I decided to come to class before lessons today and figure out why he's having difficulties. It turns out I'm having difficulties with the whole darn subject. That's not surprising. I sit on the chair next to Nazir, smiling to take away the steam from my words. Wood magic is the natural counterpart of your wind magic. Wood magic can be thought of as everything wood magic lacks, whereas wood magic is everything wind magic lacks. Why should I have to learn it then? My elements are fire and wind. Shouldn't it be enough for me to master these two elements and forget everything else? Most mages do so, but it is not the program of study I have set for your highnesses. Why not do learn it, dear Lily? I am teaching you not only magic, but also the art of alchemy. To be an alchemist, you must understand and manipulate ingredients from all elements of magic and their crafts, not merely your own affinities. Yes, I think I see. Magic is useful on its own, and yet I've benefited from alchemical items made using elements other than wood and light in my missions. Can't argue with that, I suppose. Nazir concedes a little ruefully. Now let's go over this passage again. Therefore, the essence of wood magic lies within the physical forms, rooted by nature to the life-giving earth we, too, stand upon. Though it was not easy, Soren and I eventually instilled some understanding of wood magic in Nazir's head. Soren especially has outdone himself with the annealing analogy. With a neat analogy that relates a crucial characteristic of wood magic to Nazir's sphere, fire affinity. To begin with, Nazir's understanding wasn't all that lacking, so he caught on eventually. Oh, so it's like that. Nazir declares after Soren made the comparison, bumping his fist on the table. After that epiphany, his understanding of wood magic increased by leaps and bounds. Even Soren acquired a better understanding of fire magic. Before long, we had covered the majority of the lecture notes. Nazir expresses confidence in his ability to work through the remainder later on his own. I even had a few minutes left over to set up the alchemical. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce words right. Equipment for the morning's lesson, which, thanks to Soren's help, I finished in the nick of time. You know, Lily. Soren says with an amused sideways glance to me while we put the last finishing touches on the contraption. You're the first tutor to have somehow motivated Nazir enough to want to come to class early to study. Not an easy feat, I assume? I suppose not, but today I would not have believed anyone capable of it. He pats me lightly on the back, just as early as I enters the classroom. It has been a while since Nazir asked me for help of educational nature. I wanted to thank you. Keep up the good work, Royal Tutor. I nod, and with that, lessons for the day commence. Okay. Week 30, I think, is a good stopping point. There's 60 weeks, so I'll probably read more, hopefully. I'm thinking, hopefully 5 chapters. Hopefully. That way it would be 6 more parts. So hopefully a couple weeks, and then we can get started on the next game. Thank you for watching. Please leave in the comments what you like better, face or no face. And I'll see you next time. Bye.